Okay, let's get this bullshit started. We're gonna be reacting to Buck Angel's video from 3 months ago. This morning I woke up with blood in my underwear. Yeah. So I've been watching Buck for like a while. He's actually a really informative YouTuber, smart guy. I'll say he out of respect. So today we're gonna be reacting to his reaction to meth heads because I know that young people should be looking up to this guy. It's better than looking up to Dylan Mulvaney.
I mean this in the most, and I mean the most disrespectful motherfucking way. I'm gonna need you people who have detransitioned to please stop speaking on the behalf of the trans community because you are not transgender. Just because you
Who the fuck is this person?
made the mistake
Wow.
and transitioned and thought you was something that you was not, does not mean the rest of us made the same mistake that you did. The ones who are trans, we are very comfortable in who we are. So please,
I'm sure
stop, because it's getting fucking old. Go
old.
back to who you were to begin with and shut the fuck up. Bitch, bitch, bitch.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow. Just
Yo.
wow. So today
Tim,
I'm going
what
to be
the
doing.
fuck? Buck, how can you put up with this?
I'm just tired of these people. How dare you say that? Okay, first off, you're such a hypocrite. You just after just saying like basically you don't represent it, and then who do you represent? You don't represent me. I'm perfectly okay talking to detransitioners, and I'm going to show you so many trashy trans people. It's just getting.
No, I bet you are. I have no doubt that we're gonna see a lot of crackheads.
So thanks for joining me today. Thanks for
You're
helping me
welcome.
build this
Glad to
channel.
be
Thanks
here.
so much for subscribing and
Yeah.
liking and commenting and all the things you're doing, honestly, to help me say the things I need to say here, okay? I know I'm in a...
Yeah, what he's actually saying is important. I agree with him. He's getting like the truth out there. Just be honest. It's like what he's saying is basically true. And the people need to hear more about this. Because of him, I think I know the distinction now between true transsexuals and these nut jobs that you see constantly online, putting on wigs and makeup. Because that totally makes you a woman. You can't just be like a feminine man.
great position to do this, and I'm a great position to out these people who I don't particularly think are, well, they aren't. They are not a representation of trans anything as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion.
Before we all go down with the ship, I would just like to say one final
Down with the ship. Is this guy on the Titanic?
goodbye to all of my fellow transsexuals on this app.
What?
It has been an honor to get posted on Libs of TikTok with you all. Stay safe. Mwah.
Bro's acting like he's in death row.
Before that trashy one. Now all of a sudden this trashy one is calling themselves a transsexual. These are the same people who said transsexual is a slur, transsexual doesn't exist, transsexual is antiquated, I'm old, trampa, sit down, you don't know anything. Now they're all calling...
Yeah, Buck, you're old. Sit your ass down. Let the they-thems take care of things because they have more knowledge than people who believe the earth is round. That's true.
themselves transsexuals because shit's coming down, friends. Also, if you didn't know, this person is talking about TikTok. And at the time I'm doing this video, on Sunday, this coming up Sunday, supposedly, I hope, please God, TikTok is going out. So these people are all stressing out now because they're not going to have a platform to be trashy on anymore.
It's like when it's like when you're like a crack addict and then like you go a long time without using and you get like crazy withdrawals and then you start getting mad and raging.
Thing I've noticed about anti-trans people is they tend to look like shit.
Wow.
Your voice sounds like shit. I look like shit. You know, I took a shit today, as I imagined a lot of people did. To think that I looked like the thing that came out of my body. You guys are the ones that look like meth heads. You guys are the ones that fucking try to make yourselves look like Barbie dolls and put on like crazy wigs, and we look like shit. You like, what is this person talking about? You look like clowns.
And I think the reason they do tend to look like shit is because when you talk shit about that many queer people, we don't want to be on your glam team.
Says the guy that looks like shit. Okay, excuse me? What? How dare you talk like that to people? And all of a sudden, why is this funny? I want to know how this person now became a comedian. This is JVN, the dude who makes hair products and is non-binary.
JVN. Yo, I heard that guy like was a murderer. I'm not gonna lie. I heard. I don't know if this is true. I heard that this guy murdered somebody. If this is true, then what the fuck is he doing?
Trans and believes in transitioning children.
You know, and then you look like you're
Yeah, I'm sure that crowd is eager. Yeah.
stuck in a perpetual outlet Kohl's ad.
These people are NPCs.
Wow.
Very
just
generic.
wow. Yeah.
Very, no one wanted to buy you in the regular store.
The people who are laughing at this are NPCs. No one who actually admires comedy would think this is funny, JVN. Okay? Your suit is tacky. You don't even look like a woman. Are you representing as a non-binary? As a non-binary fuck?
You are gross.
And that must be really hard.
You know, let me show you
I
the
don't know who would
hypocrisy
find that
again with
funny.
these trashy people. If there was a comedian, let's say Dave Chappelle, who decided he wanted to stand up on stage and do completely the same thing you're doing, buddy, about cis people, and talk all kinds of nonsense about how ugly you are, how fat you are, how ridiculous you are, so on and so on. Oh my God, you would lose it. You would call it transphobic.
They don't give a shit about hypocrisy. They're the ones that call themselves a protected and hated group. So as long as they're a protected group, they can throw shit at you, but you can't throw shit at them because they're the ones that are being marginalized.
You would spin out, you would try to get him canceled, but here you are doing the exact same thing. Trashy, trashy, trashy. Because that's all you are. You're just a bunch of trashy people who can't seem to understand how to move forward in the world and how to get people to actually respect us as trans people.
Well, the way they
I don't
move forward in the world is that they make everybody's lives hell. That's how they move forward. It's a really shit way of moving forward in the world.
I want to show you. I found another one with a person who wants to actually just say so many things about detransitioners as the first one did. And it's really shocking to me how there's this idea that detransitioners are fake and they're not real. And
Wait, so they don't exist? Is that what they're claiming? Are they claiming that like detransitioners don't exist? That's insane.
their own sort of space in the world isn't real and they're making it up, yet you want everybody to believe what you say as a trans person, yet these people are talking about their own story and you're just discounting what they have to say as fake and wrong. But again, if somebody said that to you as a trans person, you would lose it.
These are these are the same people who say to trust their experience. Okay, like, these are the same people, I feel like they will tell you to trust in their experience then, oh, I know in my heart that I'm this and that. Okay, so why don't you apply that logic to detransitioners? Don't you think that's, like, odd? If we're gonna take that logic, then what if a detransitioner feels in his heart in their heart truly that they made a bad decision, why should they be dogged on? Your experience isn't dogged on. It's celebrated.
This one is a he they. How are you a he they? You see, because you don't even know who you are. So you're picking
He,
out all
they.
these pronouns just in case, whatever. I don't even know. Maybe
Might as well just like call yourself it.
in case you get misgendered, then it's okay that you're a they because you're so weak you can't walk the world in reality. So this
Damn.
one is just a little bit annoying to me. Well, maybe a lot.
I wrote an essay about a law that was made
Yo, it's Ninja. That's crazy.
for a detransitioner called Chloe's Law or something. And I read into this detransitioner's story, and it made me realize, wow, I wonder how many detransitioners are lying about their stories.
9/11 was a lie, guys. I just decided. I decided to like enter into the world of imagination and decide that 9/11 did not happen. The news reporters were lying to you. Why? Because apparently detransitioners are lying about their stories. Why? Because this woman said it, and she's obviously a credible source.
Because her story went something along the lines of, I transitioned at 12, and then I took puberty blockers the minute I came out. And then I took testosterone at 14. And now she's going on to say really crazy things that, like, gender affirming care for minors is the equivalent of, like, the experiments Nazi soldiers did
Well,
on, like, Jewish
kinda.
prisoners. I read that story and was genuinely like, this is bullshit.
How the fuck can you come to that conclusion with so much confidence? How can you be that full of yourself without any evidence at all declare that this is bullshit? Like you just know everything. You're omnipotent. You know everything, right? I did not know that trans people had the ability to detect lies.
How do transphobes not realize that the amount of detransitioners that are probably speaking to them are grifting?
If anyone's grifting, it's you. Because you make a mockery out of a disorder. I have never, like, this is a class A projection here. This is projection. I'm looking at Phrase right now and wonder, like, how she could be, like, so full of herself. I like Puck's reaction.
Their stories are probably not real. I do believe that they have
Yeah, their stories are probably not real. Guys, did you hear that? This random blue-haired gal on TikTok said that their stories are not real. Therefore, they're not real. Why? She said it. Whenever she declares something, is basically like a fact. So I'm Barney now. I'm Barney the dinosaur. If you don't affirm me, then you're an asshole.
transition. But the details of their story and making themselves out to be victims are most likely fabrications. This is ridiculous.
But what's ridiculous is you saying on here, on TikTok, making an accusation that detransitioners who actually have experienced hurt are lying, and you are just sitting there smiling and laughing. Like, that is actually disgusting. This is why I said about experience. You want me to, like, affirm your experience, but then discount, like, others' experience based on the fact that they disagree with you? They actually understand, like, this situation? That's not how reality works.
Such trash.
Transitioners.
You are such trash. How dare you say that? The hypocrisy of these people. Why would somebody make that up? I've actually spoken to a lot of detransitioners, okay? And we as a trans community, well, I'm not part of that nonsense because I can't deal with people like you. No, sorry, friend. That's not true. These people have had really harrowing
Like, the thing is also, like, this guy, Buck, he's interviewed, like, hundreds, probably more than that, hundreds of people who detransitioned. Like, one video he did video on a guy, on someone who, like, lost his penis. He's had a lot of experience with people who detransitioned and with, like, you know, people in general who at first were told were told to be indoctrinated by this, like, trans lie. So I don't understand how you can like get on the internet and say that Buck Angel is like a danger to the trans community when he's just telling it how it is. He's just seeing reality for what it is, and there's nothing wrong with knowing the truth. Christ said, "Know the truth, and the truth will set you free." These people that like claim that Buck is transphobic and that claim that we're transphobic, people like Blair White, Amala, all these people who claim they're living in a lie. They're actually blind to the truth. Like they can't nothing that like disagrees with them is tolerable. They have to cancel you and call you names. They have to like get you fired and shit.
Experiences that should have never happened to them. And I'm not sure why you think they're grifters. You see more of a grifter than they do.
That's what I said.
Way more of a grifter. Okay. So the fact that these trans people are saying these things about detransitioners says one thing to me. It says they fear the truth and the honesty, that we have opened the floodgates for anyone to say they're trans.
But because that's how humanity works. Okay, let's be honest here. People don't like the truth. It's not a controversial thing. Humans generally, I don't think like we like the truth. We always want to be like told what we want. We don't want to be told what we need because we don't want to feel bad. I get that you like want to feel good. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to feel good. But there are times when you have to face reality for what it is. You're not always going to be happy. You're not always going to feel good. That's just the truth.
That's not true. Trans is a mental disorder. Trans needs a lot of time and energy and understanding before you decide to make that transition. Thirdly, today, these people are using trans as an identity choice when it is not an identity choice. It is
Exactly,
a
it's
medical
not.
condition.
It's like saying that ADHD is an identity. It's not. By the way, it's a disorder. Not ADHD isn't the same as gender dysphoria. But like you can't treat a disorder like it's an identity. Do you think Buck wants to identify as trans? He doesn't. He'd much rather been born biologically male. So clearly he doesn't identify as trans. Did this stuff because everything has a beginning. I wonder when you start having this whole thing. I imagine it's like came out like when we start teaching like woke intersectional Marxist shit in schools. But I'm wondering how someone could come up with this that a disorder is an identity.